Hi, guys. My name is Megan Zariello, and I'm the assistant swimming and diving coach at Georgetown University. Today is a very exciting day in that it's National Girl and Women's in Sports Day. So, I'm going to introduce the four strokes of our sport and then talk a little bit more in depth about the flutter kick. First off, the four strokes that are part of swimming is butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. Today, we're just going to talk about the flutter kick, which is part of the freestyle and the backstroke. I want to talk about this type of kick because a lot of people can make some mistakes. And it's one of the first things that you should learn when getting into a pool, whether you are learn to swim, a triathlete, a seasoned swimmer, or somebody that just likes to swim as more of a recreational activity. So, the three key parts of a flutter kick, which to me, a good flutter kick, we're continuously moving forward with it, are the first one, we want to make sure the hips are moving with the legs. So a lot of people think that the kick in the flutter kick starts with the knees, but it really starts with the hips. So we don't want to keep our hips stiff at all as we go through the flutter kick. So think about when we do a flutter kick, we want to make sure those hips are moving back and forth with each kick that we do. The next thing we want to think about is keeping our knees slightly bent. So, like I said earlier, the kick doesn't just come from bending the knees. We are not on land and we're not kicking a soccer ball. So, I don't want you to bend your knee like you're going to kick a soccer ball. I want you to bend your knee just as much as you bend your knee when you're walking down the street, right? So, when we walk down the street, we need our knee bends a little bit, but we're not at a 90-degree angle and we're not locking out the knee. So think about that when you do a flutter kick. Keep the knees really loose and really relaxed. The last part of the flutter kick that I want to talk about is keeping the ankles loose. All right. So a lot of people don't think about what our ankles are doing in the flutter kick. I know a lot of younger swimmers are taught to keep the ankles really tight and keep a pointed foot behind us, but that's not what we want to do. We want to keep those ankles loose, almost thinking about how we can slap the front, our big toes together. Okay. So we don't want to keep a pointed toe the whole time and be really stiff. All together, think about the flutter kick being nice and easy with those slightly bent knees, with the loose ankles, and then slapping those toes together as we move forward with the flutter kick. One major mistake that I want to talk about is with the ankles, actually, and with the toes. So we want to make sure that we never point the toes in any sort of severe up motion in the backstroke or downward in the freestyle. So if we swim or we kick with toes that are pointed straight up or toes that are pointed straight down, it's essentially putting the brakes on that flutter kick. Okay, so those three things are really important to think about when starting to work on a flutter kick and should be one of the first things that you learn as you get in the pool. I hope you enjoyed those little tips and enjoy National Girls and Women's in Sports Day.